All right, let's talk about something kind of weird. Spiritual guidance, right? It's supposed to bring people together, give us all clarity. But so often, it seems to do the exact opposite. It divides us. How does that even happen? Let's get into it.
So yeah, this is the big question we're wrestling with today. Why does a path that's supposed to create harmony so often end up creating conflict? It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? It forces us to look at how we're actually engaging with this wisdom.
Okay, so let's set the stage for this whole paradox. On one hand, you have the pure intention behind sacred texts, and on the other, you have what actually happens out here, in the real world.
And here's where it all goes wrong. Guidance is meant to be universal, for everybody, but the problem starts when it gets turned into something else, like a team jersey, an exclusive religious symbol. And suddenly, it's not about helping you grow anymore, it's about waving a flag for your group. And that, right there, is where the trouble begins.
Which brings us right to the very human problem of labels. Let's dig into how this shift from guidance to symbol actually plays out in our communities day to day.
This quote just lays it all out there, doesn't it? As soon as guidance becomes about group identity, boom, division is pretty much inevitable. You get this us versus them mentality, and every group is completely dug in, absolutely certain they're the ones who are right. Forget about having a real conversation at that point.
And look, this isn't some abstract academic debate. This stuff gets real, fast. I mean, sure, you've got the huge historical splits like Shia versus Sunni, but you also see it playing out right now in those heated WhatsApp group arguments, or when someone literally refuses to pray behind someone else because they're from a different group, or just getting bogged down in endless debates over tiny details like dress or beards.
And it all comes down to this one question, doesn't it? It becomes the first thing people want to know. Instead of what does this person believe, or are they a good person? The first question is simply, which group is this guy from? The label becomes more important than anything else.
So you might be thinking this is a modern problem, right? Like a social media thing. Well, as it turns out, not even close. The source we're looking at points out that this has been a major concern for a very long time.
Our source points to this specific verse from the Quran. It's talking about how, way back when the book was given to Moses, the same exact thing happened. It was meant for guidance, but people immediately started creating arguments and divisions over it. It's almost like it's a recurring human habit.
Okay, but here's the really crucial part of the interpretation. The verse isn't taking sides. It's not saying, oh, this group was right and that group was wrong. Nope, that's not the point at all. The focus is on something much bigger.
You see, the point is this. The disappointment isn't with people having different opinions. It's with the act of forming hostile separate groups. The very act of creating these divisions, of building these walls. That's presented as the fundamental mistake.
And this is where the source makes a truly shocking claim. It argues that this act of creating division is viewed with such severity that in God's eyes, it's considered a more serious crime than even genocide. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's a statement that's meant to completely shake up how we view these conflicts.
Okay, so if focusing on labels and groups is the problem, what's the fix? Well, the text suggests we need to make a radical shift in our focus, away from identity and towards action.
And you can really see the two different paths here. On one side, you have the label focus, which is all about creating groups, zeroing in on differences, and always asking, whose side are you on? Then you have the guidance focus, and that's about helping people, focusing on good deeds, and asking a totally different question. What are you doing? And what's amazing is the very next verse in the text gives us the answer. It says that whoever does good does it for their own good, and whoever does evil, well, that's on them too. Notice what's missing. Any mention of groups. It's all about personal accountability. Your actions are your own, not your group's.
Our source just boils it all down to this. It's so simple and powerful. It cuts through all the noise. In the end, what defines you isn't the banner you fly, but the things you actually do. It's all actions.
So if action is the key, how do we encourage that unified spirit?
Well, the source finds a clue in the very rituals that sometimes become a point of contention.
I mean, think about it. The whole practice of praying together in a congregation, the wisdom behind it is to train us for unity. It forces people from all different walks of life to stand shoulder to shoulder and focus on the one thing that connects them, rather than all the things that separate them.
And this leads to such a powerful question.
You see millions of people from every background imaginable go to Makkah for Hajj, and they are one. They're unified. All the divisions just melt away. So if everyone can do it there, why can't they bring that same spirit back home?
All right, let's bring this right into our hyper-connected world. How does this tension between our individual actions and our group identity play out on social media?
This is such a sharp insight into our online lives. A lot of times, what we see on social media isn't someone's deepest, most personal belief. It's a performance. It's a post that's been carefully designed to show allegiance to a group. It's all about belonging.
So you have this conflict, this mismatch between our inner and outer worlds. You have a text like the Quran that's speaking directly to your inner self, your conscience, calling for personal reflection and good actions. But then you have the public pressure of social media, which often demands that you just conform to what your group thinks.
And that leaves us with one last, challenging question to take away. The next time you're about to share something online, just take a second and ask yourself, is this coming from me, from my own conviction, or am I just performing for my team? The answer might just reveal where the guidance ends and where the division begins.